Hey, everybody, this is Dr. J and Professor Spikes reading live from Long Island, New York. Yes, the Long
It's
Island.
Long Island for long faces like mine.
Broadcasting coast to coast and across the globe. What long faces? The market was sort of up today.
Yeah,
Flattish,
it's just a
flattish.
tease as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, Ephesus was, Tim is funny. It had a big day today,
Lucky you, Tim.
up about 4 pennies to 28 cents, I believe. And it came off its lows of 18 cents. It's up over 50 cents, over 50%, about 50% off the bottom. Every doggone stock is up 50% off the bottom, and no matter how bad
Right,
they are, they're
right.
all up
Well,
50% off the bottom. I mean, look how badly they've been hit.
that's true. Hello, Zeissman.
Shalom, says Zeisman. And
So,
what is
what is your
Jiggly?
story? What is your story of the day in terms of stuff you like?
Jiggly's looking for the monkeypox vaccine
Oh, the
makers.
vaccine. Right. And maybe
Monkeypox.
they'll find a use for Galadesivir.
What were you going to say, Professor Spike?
I was going to ask you, what was your stock du jour today in terms of what made you most
I didn't have a disaster du jour, thank goodness.
happy? I guess for
My
me it has to be Amazon, even though it's so it didn't explode over
Yeah, I
its
think my single biggest money gainer was probably Amazon today. Yeah, I'm sure that's true. I happen to have a lot of Amazon, so even 1% is not a bad move.
yeah, I
I,
guess it's
I
true.
expect more of the same going forward. I think we get a nice post-split rally on Amazon, and we'll see what happens. I think Amazon is going to lead the market higher, at least in the intermediate term. I'm not sure about the long term,
I didn't
but
know it was gonna be a 20-1 split. So now I actually have a decent number of shares.
yeah, of course. So
Now I have more than 10.
yeah. So look, I mean, 20 to 1 is going to create a lot of interest in retail.
Right. So now you don't
So
have to go to Robinhood if you want to buy a little bit of
yeah, and if you happen to if you happen to be using Robinhood, you might get a whole share.
exactly.
100, you might get it raise $125 for a whole share.
Exactly. Well, that means I could start buying instead of buying fractions from Robinhood. I could buy
Yeah,
fractions from my current broker.
yeah. All right, let's take a
And
look.
once my mom gives me my allowance, I might be able to buy a share of Amazon.
Arenia at one point it was up over $12 today, I think.
Really?
There's rebalancing on the Russell 3000, and they're being added. So I think that might explain that
Well, that's
little pump.
wonderful. That means they're a real company. What's going to happen after they get bought?
Who cares?
You
Pete
know?
is with us, celebrating the 4 penny move in Athesis.
Right.
Pete is
Well,
Mr. Athesis.
I think Pete's the only one who's average. No, it's still not higher than mine, but still pretty up there.
Yeah, I mean, Athesis took a lot of people's money, there's no question, at least on paper.
Hmm. Well, you
Yeah,
don't lose it till you sell it.
yeah. On Thursday, Athesis announced 70% layoffs, which
Wow.
I announced the day of the data readout. I announced to the world that Athesis will have to lay off.
Right. You did.
So how hard was that to see?
Well, it's either that or beg for some money on the street with a cup in your hand.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a look at the charts, and let's see how the markets did today.
Okay.
Mostly flat is a good summary, but we'll take a look.
Mostly flat. Be harmless.
S&P 0.31%.
You're gonna have to get a pizza remark later.
Dow
Pete
is
typically
really
doesn't like to
flat.
see his face on the screen.
Okay, I'll get rid of it. Yeah, the Dow is flat. The Nasdaq up 0.4. The Russell 0.36% in the green. Everything's slightly in the green. Crude oil really flat, unchanged. Gold down $5. Silver up 18 pennies or 0.83%. The 10-year is inching up again over 3. I don't like that. 3.03. I don't like that one bit. If the 10-year continues its climb back to the 3.25, something like that, then it's not good for the market. That's all I can say. It's bad for the market.
Yeah, because it would definitely bode for inflation.
Yep.
And people are trying to avoid that I word. I mean, it's not that you can.
Yeah, but
especially when that's all the news says. Oh, inflation this, inflation that, inflation this.
Right.
Even MSNBC does it, so that they want to subvert any possibility of the current administration.
Bitcoin is definitely not in sync with the S&P anymore. The S&P was basically flat. Bitcoin up 5% today.
Yeah, it is. Bitcoin took a nice little ride today.
Yeah,
for pretty much no reason.
Back to 31,459. There is definitely a reason. I'm in MicroStrategy. I'm in Marathon. I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, my coin went up a little bit.
I'm in all kinds of Bitcoin plays. That's the reason. That's reason enough for it to go up because
That's right. The poker gods are shining their light on you.
Absolutely. Take a look at the dull spiders today. See if we can see anything of interest. Closed at 411.79. And it was a red candle on the day. It had been trading higher. And again, it's the tough resistance. It didn't even hit it today. That would be yesterday's high at what was it? 417.44. So we got to take yesterday's high out to get this thing moving up again. Crank it. We got to crank it a little bit.
Yeah, get to that next tranche.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that I'm not inclined to even think about selling anything or protecting any of my positions until the spiders get to at least 4.25, maybe 4.30. If I'm going to hedge it all, I would do it then probably. If I'm not sure that I am, but if I would hedge. Amazon.com is continuing with a post-split rally, albeit it wasn't a great candle either. Take a look at that. In fact, it was a yucky candle.
Yeah, seems that the pre was a little bit better than the post.
Basically, doji and almost a graystone doji. Not a good day for Amazon.com. Might be indicative of further weakness, or we might see another doji tomorrow until the market can figure out what it wants to do with Amazon. Right now, it was undecided, but mostly negative candle, even though we were up 2%. I don't consider this a good candle. Not a good candle in my book. So Amazon, a little bit question mark about tomorrow. I want to see a green candle tomorrow, and then we can get excited again. For now, it might be a little bit weakness in Amazon. I don't say a lot of weakness,
right,
but it might retest the lows from 3 days ago. So I could see a little minor pullback, but throw that in. It's funny to look at Amazon in the 100s,
All right. It's a good thing I don't look at the axes. I just look at the shape.
So the low 3 days ago is 120. I could see a 4.45 point pullback. It's possible,
Hmm.
yeah. And that would not be unhealthy for the stock. You know, you
Shake
could
out some capital.
shake out some people with who have big profits and let others come in at a more attractive price. I think that would be fairly healthy. You still have these beautiful green candles, three in a row, green, three white soldiers, whatever you want to call them, indicative of further strength. So even if we get a little pullback, I expect in the intermediate term a rally up to like 142, something like that, to the
Okay, to
100.
fill the gap. That would be
Yeah.
nice.
Well, that's what we have right here. The gap would close would be 146. And I do see that. Not in the too distant future. It's just that before it does that, we might pull back a little. Stocks go up and they go down. You know the old story. They don't just go one way. Stocks go up and stocks go down. So even if it go down to
Yes.
120, I think it's still heading to 146 area. Just a better buying opportunity for those who want to add or get in. That's my thoughts on Amazon.com. I did list Nubo, Northwest Bio. And the reason I listed them is they were way up early. You see that big candle, the big wick?
Oh, wow.
It was 81 cents actually when I talked about it. When I tweeted that I was going to talk about it, and it
Gotcha.
gave it all back and actually closed lower on the day. So it's a very
Back.
ugly candle, very ugly, except for the fact that it didn't violate the support. So to that extent, it's not that ugly. It's right at
Right.
support. It looks like it's about to violate it. If it goes below the candle from May 16th, if it closes below 60 cents, I would say that's bad, looks bad on the chart if that
Yeah. See,
happens.
look up below.
Yeah, that's correct. But look how much support there is at this 60-cent area, all the way back to the beginning of the year, 1210 in fact, 2021, the low was 59 cents, and it was a significant low. And the next day, 60 cents. So right there in the middle of December, it was trading at what I think is strong support level. It tested it here on May 16th, and we may test it again on June 16th or something like that. That 60-cent level has to hold, ladies and gentlemen, on MWBO. And what do we need to close above? Let's break out of this doggone trading range.
Right.
Let's close above 74 cents. There you have it. We are range bound between 60 cents and 75 cents, and really between more like 65 and 75 over the last 2.5 weeks. For NWBO, awaiting a catalyst, namely the journal article, probably would be the catalyst. And hopefully it's a really good journal article, hopefully. CTIC gave back a chunk today. I hate to say it.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. But the good news is it was buffered by the 20-day. So it found support somewhere. Well, that's how it works. It always finds support somewhere, right? Pretty much. And this is a very key candle right at the 9, at the low at the 9-day at 498. Very important candle at that hole. If it closes below that, then you're looking at the 50 for support. which is at what is that at 488. So we're looking at slightly lower numbers from here. It looks like off of this gigantic red candle on a day when BioDrec was not bad. So CTIC a little suspect today.
People have been asking about VBIV if you want to do it.
Sure, I'll do it. I don't want to do it, but I'll do it. Here we have a bearish engulfing that doesn't mean anything because it's not at the end of a long rally. So even though the XBI has a bearish engulfing, I mean, it's not the best candle in the world, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't have the meaning that it would have at the top. So it just looks to me like more range bound kind of stuff, you know? More of the same. More of the same, going nowhere in a hurry.
So what's it going to take for biotech to wake up?
A close above the line that I drew at 1763. That's what it's going to take. That's
I mean, do we have to wait for some breakthroughs? Do we have to wait for another disease?
Look at how much resistance there is at that line. You have all these hits going back here, going back here, May 5th, and also to April 28th. The significant low is 72.58. So you want that, you want to close like it's $73. Then you could feel better that there's very likely to be a rally. But until you see that, it looks like more of the same.
So the answer is in the technicals, not in the fundamentals.
Yeah, the answer is definitely in the technicals on BioDrec. The BioDrec will make an announcement the day that you should enter, and that is a close above the where it's been trading the last 2-3 weeks. That'll be the trumpets will sound. The BioDrec.
Dr. J will be the first to let you know.
Yes, absolutely. Coin had a good day today, as did so much.
Coin in sympathy of the Bitcoins, right?
Yes, it had a nice comeback day. I mean, it too has been in a very narrow trading range, which is well-defined. Well-defined trading range. You want to take out the high it made on Monday, right? That's what you want to do.
This week.
Draw. Horizontal. Got to draw the horizontal, not the vertical.
Right. Yeah, well, maybe on a good stock, you'll get a nice vertical.
You want to take out 83.37. That's a long ways away. So that's what you want to take off. Take out. In the interim, you got this narrow trading range, which you tested today at the high, $74. So from $74 till the low of 67 is where we are now. Very, very tight trading range. And will it try to actually close this gap? Let's throw that gap in.
You talking about that gap? I hope not.
Yeah, the gap on 512. That would mean 58.50 if it closes that gap. There's other gaps on the positive note. For example, this one at 104. We'd rather see that close.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. One more, GBTC, which is essentially Bitcoin. It's parallel, basically the same thing. GBTC. You got to spend a little time with Bitcoin when it has a 5% move.
I guess. Deserves a little attention.
Doesn't happen very often, does it? It's a lower low than we had on Monday, though. But we really want to take that high out from Monday. So as good as it was today, it wasn't good enough. I shouldn't say Monday. I thought.
Right. Well, it could have been last week sometime.
Yeah, from 5 days ago, whatever that is, trading days. I'm thinking today is Friday when today is anything but Friday.
Today's Monday. This is somebody who doesn't work hard.
Monday, June 6th, 1922, right?
Monday, 1922.
1922 is a very good year.
Okay. So you're
It
talking
was a
about 42.
roaring. It was the roaring 20s. I'd like some roaring to go on in these 20s. Just a little bit raw, yeah, a little raw. You know, it doesn't have to be a
Well,
big raw.
this is D-Day, but let's hope D doesn't mean decrease.
By the way, I do not remember the roaring 20s, just in case anybody was curious.
So yeah, we have a couple questions.
I do know that they did the Charleston back then, right?
Well, so we were told.
Apparently.
So we have VBIV, Dermatech, Tesla, and AEMD on our request list.
I'm going to start with VBIV. I mean, I don't know why, but I will start with VBIV.
The question is this on monkeypox play or not?
I don't know.
I don't think we're going to have a monkeypox play.
I'm just happy I actually dumped this one a long time ago, so did something right. This one is even harder to be in, I think, than Athesis. It's close.
It's all been terribly difficult.
Yeah, it's close. I don't know what's worse to be in. You can draw a little positive trend line if you like.
So there you go. A little bon mot.
Yeah, and you want to take out the 20-day moving average.
It says it's a monkey play, not a monkeypox play.
It's probably a bad play.
It's a bad monkey.
There's probably a lot better things to go into.
Sure.
But if it takes out the 20, it'll show some life. It's showing a little bit of signs of life. Let it take out the 20 for more life. Close it above $1. Show us something.
Exactly.
That would be meaningful.
Throw us
close above $1, and I might get interested. It hit 98 cents today, didn't it? 99 cents.
I think my price average is still 350, so it's hard
Let
to
it close. I want to close above $1.
Yes, that would be nice.
Yeah, that's what I want. If I'm in this, I want to close above $1. If I'm not in this, and I'm thinking about going in, I still want it to close above $1.
Exactly. Why would you even think about it otherwise?
That's right.
See if that slightly upward trend is actually something that's sustainable.
What else did people want?
AEMD. A couple of people talked about, especially Pete.
Which one?
AEMD.
AEMD?
Yes.
I still have a few shares of this garbage. I was so high on this, but it's such a disappointment that there's like radio silence forever on this one. They're supposedly hired a CRO to conduct the COVID trials. I don't know if anybody's been tried yet, so to speak. Have they tried anybody?
They should look for greener pastures. What did they have, 2 in the last year?
The only thing good you could say about this doggone stock is it's right at support right now.
Right.
But, it's just an awful looking chart. Awful looking.
They should be going for bloodborne diseases.
I don't know what to say about this. I mean, even if they enrolled a few people, if they enrolled a few people, we would have heard about it because, I don't think anybody's been treated with COVID, even though the trial is officially on and they're enrolling. They're enrolling, but they got no business. No business. And if they have no business, that means they have no business being in business.
Exactly. They have no business being in business.
Yeah, that's probably true. As high as I was on this one, that's even though I have a few shares left, I'm pretty depleted, unhappy with this one. I'm unhappy
Right.
with the fundamentals. I'm unhappy with the technicals. I'm unhappy that the CEO didn't get back to me. I called him 2 or 3 times.
Right.
So I'm very unhappy, period. Not happy with this one.
Tim was saying that the lipstick on the pig is that it's still over $1, so it won't get delisted.
Yeah, it's just sad. What's another one?
Well, you have a dealer's choice between the electric plays or Dermatech.
You tell me.
Let's talk about lithium.
Okay, LIT.
Oh yeah, or any of those. LIT's
Let's do LIT.
LIT's the leading benchmark.
LIT had a nice candle today until it gave back. It's
Right.
still, I don't know. You can't get too excited about it, but if it can close this gap, I get kind of really excited about it. Let's throw that gap close in.
Jiggly answers yes to all your questions except Dermatech because I was never in it.
We want to close this gap. The close was 77.91. We want to close above $78, and then I think we're in great shape. But we got to get there.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, you would think with all this expensive gasoline, people would really be hot on electric vehicles, but they're in low supply also.
It's close, but no cigar at this point, right?
And the Ford F-150 is starting to give their commercials, but that hasn't helped Ford get up again.
Let's take a look at what happens if we do close above 78. Then we have a little trouble up here at $83, and after that, new highs.
Yeah, we have a lot of spots.
Yeah.
But I mean, overall, between this and nickel, we should be in it if this is the future.
I do think so. I think in the long run, I mean, this has had a tremendous move up in over the last 3 years, hasn't it? Let's take a look.
Certainly has. You can take a look at right.
From $25 to $100. It's not that big.
I'm not really much of a scientist. Maybe you or someone in our audience knows. When they were talking about those solid state batteries, do those avoid lithium?
Nothing avoids lithium.
Nothing avoids lithium. Okay.
It's all a lithium play. And that's why Tesla's getting into the lithium mining business, right?
You can't buy batteries without lithium.
Yeah, they're getting in.
Well, they've always been a battery play, according to some of our audience.
I guess so. Yeah. All right. So what can we say about lithium? It's great fundamentals. Chart is a little iffy,
right.
But if we break through resistance rather, up here at the 100, then we could rock and roll. And the 100 is also at the gap fill, right? That's what it is.
Oh yeah, look at that.
The 100 is right at the gap fill.
People are saying this might be a little temporary because it was based on some pumping up that Biden did today.
I don't think so. It's like saying electric cars are temporary.
Yes.
Or a fad. And that when the price of gasoline goes down again, then no one will buy electric. I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true either. People still need those Ford F-150s to recharge their electronic dolls.
And you know something? I took a look at the Buick Wildcat that's coming out next year. I want one of them.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, these cars are beautiful. They're beautiful. They're sexy.
I know. Except for when you go visit, family. How often do you drive more than 400 miles in a clip?
That's true. So it's really fine. You're getting enough range now on all these cars. The Volvo, the new Volvo, which is out already, looks very attractive. The Teslas are very attractive cars. The
Okay, thank you.
Fiskars, the Fisker FSR. I mean, I haven't seen it. The Ocean, what is it called? The Ocean SUV. I'm sure
Sure.
that's going to be very attractive. So the
Well, I mean,
future is,
even Lucid's car has been getting some good press in terms of that.
what is that called? The Air.
Yes,
Yeah. So that's not a bad looking car either, right?
very pretty. I mean, but
Very pretty.
it's trying to get into Tesla space.
Yeah. Look, I
I'm
mean,
still I'm still looking for the Toyota Camry
why
space.
would you want an ugly, I won't mention a particular make, but an ugly XYZ gas guzzler when you can have one of these sexy electric cars and not be dependent on pulling up to the gas pump and getting hijacked?
Yeah, well, like you said, that's the talk right now. But once gas is cheap again,
Yeah, I mean, then you start comparing. Do I buy a gas guzzler for
right?
10,000 less, or do I
Well,
come up,
That's when Biden better put those incentives back in.
or do I buy an electric for 10 grand more? I understand.
Yes, I know.
But you know something? It's more than just the comparison of fuel. It's also it drives so much nicer.
Right, in
Buying,
some cases,
yeah.
but it's like something about it being a pedestrian every now and then. You want to
And Tim said
hear those cars come.
Tim said that the Mustang is nothing to sneeze at either.
I'm sure. Well, I mean, the Ford's probably going to have a very good selection.
Yeah, they have the Mustang. They have the F-150. They have a nice. They're going to be all
Oh,
electric. GM is going all electric. Forget it. They're all going to be. There won't even be a choice down the road. It's going to be electric. You buy lithium. So no question.
okay.
Adios, amigos. Thank you all for being here. I enjoyed speaking to Pete and Jiggly and Tim and all.
And indubitably was a late arrival, but you could watch us on tape.
Indubitably, you made it in time to be marked present. Adios. Ciao.
As a true teacher.
Yes. Ciao.